50 years of marriage, $340,000 hidden, 4 years of lies, and my own son sitting on his father's side of the courtroom. This is how my life fell apart at our anniversary dinner. I'm Margaret Chen, 72 years old. It was supposed to be a celebration. Our daughter Jennifer flew in from Seattle. Our son David drove in from San Diego. The private dining room at Antonio's, the same Italian place where Robert proposed to me in 1974, was decorated with gold balloons and photographs spanning 5 decades. The smell of garlic and red wine felt like 1,974 until it didn't. But I'd noticed something was off. For 6 months, Robert stopped asking about my day. He'd flip his phone face down whenever I walked in. When I mentioned our retirement account, he changed the subject fast. And David, always distant, always talking about his struggling business, always needing money. I ignored the signs. I told myself couples drift apart sometimes. I was wrong. Robert stood up to make a toast. I smiled, expecting something sweet. He cleared his throat, looked directly at me, and said, "Margaret, I want a divorce. I've already filed the papers." He reached into his jacket pocket and slid a manila envelope across the white tablecloth. The paper was heavier than the food on the table. The room went silent. Even the waiter froze mid-step. Jennifer's fork clattered. David's face went pale, but he didn't look surprised. He already knew. My grandson asked, "Grandpa, what's divorce?" I laughed nervously, because surely this was a joke. But Robert didn't laugh. He stared at me with those gray eyes I'd woken up next to for over 18,000 mornings. His wine glass sat untouched. He wanted control, not celebration. He didn't even lower his voice. "I'm serious," he said. "My lawyer will contact you next week." 50 years, 5 decades of cooking his meals, raising his children, moving across 3 states for his career. I gave up my teaching position when Jennifer was born because Robert said one of us needed to be home. And this is how he repays me? Jennifer started crying. David sat frozen, saying nothing. That silence told me everything. That wasn't the worst part. After the shock wore off, I hired Patricia Gomez, a sharp lawyer who didn't sugarcoat anything. She requested our financial records. 3 days later, Patricia slid bank statements across her desk and watched my face. My hand shook before I read the numbers. Over 3 years, Robert had transferred $340,000 from our joint savings into a separate account I never knew existed. Our retirement money, the Florida condo we talked about for years, my father's inheritance, decades of careful saving, gone. My mouth opened, but no sound came out. "There's someone else, Margaret," Patricia said. "Her name is Diane Morrison. She's 58. Then Patricia said a name that didn't belong in my divorce file. Diane Morrison. Ted Morrison's widow. A woman I'd consoled when her husband died of cancer 6 years ago. Your husband has been taking her to Hawaii, Napa Valley, and the Bahamas for 4 years. 4 years, while I cared for his dying mother, while I planned our anniversary party, while I believed we were growing old together." Patricia showed me photos from Robert's phone. Robert on a beach in Maui, his arm around a blonde woman. Robert at a vineyard, kissing her, both wearing matching bathrobes at a resort. We'd had her over for Thanksgiving dinner 3 times. She complimented my stuffing recipe. She asked for it. She sat at my table, ate my food, and smiled at me while sleeping with my husband. Do you think you know someone after 50 years? You don't. You know the person they pretend to be. But I'm not the type to cry in public, so I just asked Patricia what we could do. The investigation revealed more. Robert had been planning this divorce for at least 5 years. He'd consulted 3 lawyers before filing. Patricia forwarded me an email. My name wasn't in it, only numbers were. He'd moved money systematically, thinking I'd never notice because I didn't understand finances. He'd calculated everything, even choosing our anniversary dinner as the announcement moment. Why? Because he knew I wouldn't make a scene in front of the children. Not once did he talk to me, only to people who could help him leave me. But the worst betrayal was still coming. 4 months, the legal battle dragged on. Depositions, financial disclosures, character attacks. Then came the asset division hearing. I walked into the courtroom with Jennifer and Patricia, and there, sitting on the defendant's side next to Robert and his lawyer, was David. I stopped breathing. Jennifer whispered, "Mom, what is David doing over there?" I couldn't answer. I stared at him, waiting for him to look at me, to explain, but he kept his eyes down. Robert's lawyer stood and presented a document, a sworn statement from David. The lawyer read aloud, "My mother spent money carelessly. She refused to work when my father asked her to contribute financially. He called me careless, lazy, a burden. Every word was a lie." Jennifer's hand tightened on mine. She was shaking with rage. I felt numb, empty. After the hearing, I cornered David in the courthouse hallway. "Why?" He finally looked at me. "Dad promised to help with my business loan if I supported him." "I'm sorry, Mom, but I needed that money. My company is drowning." "How much?" $150,000. He said it like he knew my accounts better than I did. He said it the way his father always did. My son sold me out for $150,000. But it wasn't about the money. He lied about me under oath. He tried to destroy my character, my reputation, everything I'd sacrificed for him. "You could have asked me for help," I said quietly. "You don't have that kind of money. I would have found a way." "I'm your mother." David's face crumpled. "I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do." But sorry doesn't undo a lie told in court. Jennifer stepped between us. "We're done here." Then to me, "Mom, let's go." I haven't spoken to David since. That was 8 months ago. The legal battle continued. Patricia documented everything, the hidden accounts, the systematic planning, the affair that started while Robert's mother was dying in our guest room. She showed the court I'd given up a teaching career with a pension, moved 3 times for Robert's promotions, and been the primary caregiver for our children and his elderly parents. The judge was a woman in her 60s. When Robert's lawyer finished, she took off her glasses and looked directly at Robert. "Mr. Chen, I have rarely seen such calculated cruelty. You systematically hid marital assets while your wife cared for your dying mother." Robert's face turned bright red. The judge ruled in my favor. 60% of marital assets, full ownership of the house, and long-term spousal support. When Robert's lawyer objected, the judge shut him down. Your client made his choices. Now he lives with the consequences. You'd think that would make me feel better. The money, the house, the victory. It didn't. I still come home to an empty house, surrounded by 50 years of memories that feel like lies. The photos on the mantle show a smiling family, but I know the truth. Half the people in those pictures betrayed me, and the other half had to live with it. David tried to apologize 6 months later. He showed up with flowers and tears. I let him in because I'm not cruel. I listened while he told me how sorry he was, how his business failed anyway, despite his father's money. When he finished, I said, "David, I'm glad you're sorry, but you didn't just take his side. You lied about me in court. You tried to take away my financial security after everything I sacrificed. Some betrayals are too deep to come back from. But I'm your son, and I was your mother. I still am. But that doesn't mean I have to let you back into my life," he cried. I didn't. Jennifer thinks I'm too harsh, that family is family. But I learned, family isn't just blood. It's trust, it's loyalty, it's showing up when it matters. David failed that test. So did Robert. Robert and Diane married 8 months after our divorce. Small ceremony in Sedona. I wondered if he gave her the same vows. Probably recycled them. I'm doing okay now. Better than okay. I joined a book club where we drink wine and argue about novels. I started watercolor painting classes. My hands are finally creating something that's just mine. I reconnected with college friends who understood what it feels like to rebuild yourself at 72. Jennifer visits every Sunday with my grandchildren. We have real conversations now about marriage, loyalty, and knowing your worth. My granddaughter asked if I was lonely. I told her the truth. Sometimes, but I'm never as lonely as I was in that marriage. Sometimes I think about that anniversary dinner, the envelope sliding across the table, Robert's emotionless face, David looking away, and I realize Robert didn't just ask for a divorce that night. He showed me who he really was. A man who valued control over compassion. A man who planned my humiliation methodically, carefully, without remorse. The pain is still here. Some mornings I wake up and forget my marriage is over. Then reality crashes back. But I'm building a new life. A life where I don't wonder if I'm being deceived. A life where I make decisions about my own money, my own time, my own future. People ask if I regret the 50 years. That's complicated. I don't regret my daughter. I don't regret the good memories, even stained. But do I regret giving up my career, my financial independence, my identity to be Mrs. Robert Chen? Yes, every single day. If I could tell my younger self anything, keep your own bank account, keep your own dreams, keep your own name, keep your own friends. Because the man who promises to love you forever might just be waiting for a better offer. Love is a promise, but safety is a system. I'm 72, and I'm starting over. It's terrifying and liberating. So here's my question. If your partner of 50 years betrayed you like this, could you forgive them? What about your own child? Where's the line where family loyalty ends and self-respect begins? When your son lies about you in court for money, does family still mean anything? I'm still figuring it out, but I know one thing. I'd rather be alone and honest than married and deceived. Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.